G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Josh's Aussie Reptiles. I'm sorry it's been a little while. I've been a little bit busy, and as you can hear I'm a bit under the weather at the moment. But in today's video we're going to be going over, similar to the last one, all about the Murray Darlings. They're really one of my favourites at the moment. I've recently picked up a few more different localities and gotten a few more information about these guys as well. So we're going to talk in depth about localities in the Murray Darling carpet pythons today. Alrighty, enjoy. This of course is Darling, my female Murray Darling carpet python. Now I've just recently found out that she has origins that go back to the Burma forest area in northern Victoria, so that's quite exciting. She of course was bred by Kevin Welsh at the VHS, Victorian Herpetological Society. Definitely check him out. I think he's got a few more coming this year as well. I'm hoping to get a male fairly soon, probably in the next 12 to 18 months. For her down the track, you can kind of see her enclosure here. I've tried a bit of the live plants, which has gone okay, I guess. You'll see with Murray in a minute, it's not quite worked out as well for him. But you can sort of see, it doesn't really pick it up as well on the camera, but there's a lot of ocelot kind of patterning going on and a lot of stripes down the sides. She's also got quite a bit of reds and brown tones to her as well, which is quite lovely. You can sort of see her set up here as well. I've got one of the Ecotech deep heat emitters or something along those lines, essentially the same as the Arcadia products. These work really well as well. I haven't had any dramas with them. And you can see her there. Now we'll move on to the next one. And as you can see here, this one is Murray. He is a New South Wales locality animal who was given to me by a very good friend of mine. You can sort of see he looks very different. He's a lot darker in colour, and he's got more kind of banding going along rather than the ocelot kind of patterning. But he has got a lot of these thick side stripes as well. His setup is essentially much the same as Darling's. I've just taken his hide out, which is why he's all balled up at the moment. But yeah, you can sort of see him there. Absolutely awesome snake, one of the best handlers I've got. And yeah, he's a New South Wales. Now you'll see in one of the next ones the difference in the New South Wales animals, as well as I've got some pillages recently as well, which we'll discuss in a minute. So yeah, that's him, and we'll move on to the next one. And now you can see the pillager boy. He's just chilling out on his some of his logs there. You can see a lot more of that ocelot kind of patterning. He's also a slightly different colour on his belly. It's kind of more of a blue-grey kind of colour. Now I've found that these pillagers seem to be a little bit more high-strung, shall we say, compared to some of the other Murrays. But I'm sure that'll change with age. You can see this fella here. He was bred by Kelly at Hawkesbury Reptiles. Highly recommend if you're after Murray Darlings next season. She's all out this year. She's got some of the best localities going around. I've got two of these guys, so a pair of pillagers, and I've also got two males and one female Dajara, which we'll show in a minute. So that's the male there, and we'll move on to his partner. Now you can see the female here. She is very inclined to strike, unfortunately. But I'm sure, as I said, that'll change with age. These guys are in temporary setups at the moment, just while they get a little bit bigger, and then we'll sort them out with some larger ones. So you can see the female there. You really get to see that kind of bluey belly on these guys as well. And you can see sort of the variation as well. She's got a bit more of that banding, but also the ocelots up the front. Quite an interesting look, and I'm excited to see how these guys develop over the time as well. So you can see this Dajara here. She's not too happy with being woken up this morning, of course. Fair enough too. These guys have got a bit of a lighter coloration to them, and they seem to have a bit more of a kind of an odd pattern to them as well. I found these guys to be fairly well with handling most of the time. As you can see right now, she's not overly impressed, but again, that's one of those things that calms down with age as well. So you can sort of see that coloration and pattern there as well. Here's another one of the Dajaras. These guys have got a bit of a temper today. Obviously it's not a good day for them. But yeah, this is one of the boys. You can sort of see that one there. Now these guys are very interesting in the sense that from all reports that I've had about these guys, they actually seem to grow a little bit smaller than your regular Murrays, usually maxing out at about 1.2 meters, give or take. So that should be fairly interesting to play around with down the track as well and see where that goes. But yeah, that's another one of the Dajaras there as well. And here's the Dajaras here. This one's probably the brightest of the lot. You can really see that high white silver coming through in that top third of his body. And some very interesting patterns going on there as well. Quite awesome snakes, that's for sure. I'm very excited to see where these guys go in the next few years. Absolutely. Alrighty, so that is the main localities that I work with currently here at Josh's Aussie Reptiles. I am hoping to get a few more down the track to really put Murrays back on the map. That's the plan, at least. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. Feel free to send through any questions, any queries. Ironically, I'm almost always on my phone when I've got a spare moment, so I'm sure I'll be able to get back to you fairly quickly as well. And if there's anything that you like the look of or anything that you want to see more of, feel free to let me know. Hopefully I'll get a bit more back into this as time goes on. I do appreciate the support. I've had a few mates of mine really push me to get back into this, so we'll see how we go. Obviously I've still got all the blueies and all that stuff to go through at some point in time. But yeah, as I said, I hope you have enjoyed. Feel free to do all the likes, comments, whatever it is. Thanks again. I hope you've learnt something or gained a little bit of knowledge. Hopefully over the next few years I'll be able to go more in depth with those different localities once I get to play around with them a little bit more and figure out their individual quirks as well. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. Have a great day. Thank you very much.